Good morning, everybody. Simply Forex, trading Forex simply. I'm your host, Max Farrow. This is DexTrader.com. Today is October 18th, 2017, and this is going to be the market read. All right, now that it's out of the way, let's talk about what today is going to bring. We're going to look at the news real quickly. I'm running a little bit behind today, but I also knew that there was some heavy news that was happening early this morning. A couple three bull stuff also happening right now because it's almost about 10:30 right now. So this is about to alert off here. You're going to see some crude oil. This is definitely going to affect the CAD. So just sort of have a little bit of avoidance for this time period today. Right after about 10:30, about 11 o'clock, 11:15, probably be pretty safe to start looking for entries back into the market. But let's jump over to the charts and have a look. Okay, let's start out. We usually start out with the USD, so let's do that. All right, here we go. Now, first off, the market for this pair has been a little bit crazy since the beginning of the week. Right about here, we have reversed the trend to start to go back down. Our 200 is really starting to extend down. We start looking for these real quick movements. We got this double bottom that just happened right here. Okay, we're looking at a little bit of consolidation about to happen on the AUD USD for the next couple hours in this area. Okay, in between these two, with this is just sitting at 78.18, 78.20 area to 78.40. So that's about a 20 pip area that you're going to want to kind of, that it's going to be in that area for a short period of time for now. If it does pop back in up to this area just for a little bit, it's really going to penetrate back down again. Here, I'll show you why, because we're looking at a lot of disdain for this market because of this little process that's happened over the last 3 days. Okay, that crossover is something extensive, right? It's all going to start from this crossover here on the daily. Now, once we drop down to the 4 hour, you can also see quickly enough that we're starting in this downward pattern again, right? Even though this is going to come up and sort of come back down again from just like that. All right, and then we're back on the 1 hour again. There, starting to flatten out, but this crossover here is what we're really concerned about this trend flipping. Why? Because we've had a pretty good run over the last 30, a couple months here. Okay. We've had a pretty good run, and then just over the last, 20 days, it's really started to show its true colors of where it's about to head out, right? We're looking for some major interjection. If we can get this pair back down to the 78.20 area, remember 78.40 to 78.20 area, if we can get back this pair down, because right now it's consolidating. You see this consolidation here? This means that it's going to really penetrate. Now, if we can get some massive movement up above this area, it might rally for a little bit up into the higher 78.40 area. Okay, but I don't think it's going to rally too much further past that because I think it's going to end up going straight back down and ending out the day pretty low, if not penetrating that 78.20 area for the AUD USD. Because there's even news later on for this evening that could help push it to that direction. So keep that in mind. AUD JPY is sort of a different mentality altogether. We are starting to crest out. We had some major highs happen about 20 days ago. But as we were talking about the other day, we're starting to consolidate a little bit more in the slower time frames, right? So we had the crossover about 4 days ago in the very beginning part of the week, at the end of last week, on Friday of last week. We had this crossover of 20, and we sort of ended up on the high note. As we came back down to retouch and re-grab that lower level at the 200, this is the 200 SMA here, we really started to bounce out around there. And then yesterday, we had the final breakout, which ended up above here today with the news that happened this morning. Do I think we can get down below this 88.36 area, this 88.40 area? Okay. I think we're going to keep this as a little support area here in that process, because watch what happens when we get over to the 15-minute. We might have some retracement coming back, come back down to this area, because I think we will eventually come down to this area. But look for the top out. Where's the top out at? Let me show you. Right about this area right here. I think that's where we're going to sort of continue to get a couple bulls and maybe push up for a little bit here with some more news later on. And then even this evening, I think we're going to end up in this area up here. So keep that in mind as we get a little bit of pullback, but to that position. If not, it's going to come down first to retrace, punch off of this support area, and then go back up north again to that line. So, but I'm going to say right now, it's going to be north of 88.30, 88.32, right in that area, all for the rest of the day. Great Britain pound, USD, the cable. All right, what do we got here? We have a very strong daily look. And that daily look has that a downward trend happening here right now. We came down at the 3170 area and really played with this zone just a little bit. I think these were more of stop hunters right here. Came back up, retested, punched off, stayed within this channel here for a little while. I think right now what's going to happen is that we're going to stay between this channel just for a little bit. So we're not looking for a tremendous amount of move here. It might come back up to the 3200, 1.3200 area, because it was a real strong level yesterday with a couple close and then one direct touch. All right, so I think we're going to head north here for a little while, kind of get real close again, but then it's going to pull back down and end the day south of 3170 area, right around in this box here. All right, we're going to just shoot right over to the euro. We're going to do the euro USD. I'm not going to worry about euro JPY at this moment. We'll look at the USD JPY for any JPY information. But I want you to take a look. There's a lot of nastiness happening in here with this crossover that happened yesterday and then readmints back into a direction to follow the 200 SMA. This is the 75 SMA right there. So we've committed to this process of crossing over, but then the bulls and the bears went at it to try to push it north. But then, of course, they lost their heinies yesterday. Okay, we had a major support area here at 1750, and it really stayed strong. You can kind of see that there were some rally points in there that it kind of pushed, built consolidation, pushed down. They've rallied back to push it north again. But then today, since last night, 5 o'clock Eastern time, there's been some major movement. Now, there was major news happening throughout the morning and into the London session, which really helped create this chaos, this massive chaos that's happening right here. Okay, I wouldn't do anything with this pair until it gets below this 1750 line. If you do anything, you could possibly do a pullback trade from this mark of 1774, 1770 area. If it reaches that where it's at right now, I would look at doing a pullback trade right about now to do a sell trade to get to this point down in here. In fact, it would look something. I'm not going to do a trade right at the moment because there's some massive news about to release, so I'm not going to play with that game at the moment. Let's just get back into USD JPY. Get you over. Have some massive movement in a buy pattern. Very nice. But I'm not getting a real warm and fuzzy about my levels, my dynamic levels that I'm looking at to be able to get those processes going. Now, this would have been a good entry. This would have been a good entry. Once this pierced in, a good entry. A lot of easy lines in this process to deal with for the USD JPY. So just follow the solutions here. We're still in that up pattern. Where do we see ourselves in the forecast here? Simple. Here at that 113 area, 1300, right in that area, right about there, it's going to be a massive area to pull back from. Okay. Now, where you'll get some massive interjection, if it does fold out above, look for it to only go a few pips into it to come back down south, then try to rally up again. but I think we're stretching it here. The bulls are really trying to grasp on no major moves. If we look at the daily chart, we can really see that 1300 was barely touched. Has never been closed over. Okay, it's done for the past couple of weeks. You know, a couple months ago it was, but the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 20 days of trading in here, it's never seemed to be able to finish the deal, to be above. Okay, so we're going to kind of play that. If it does finish over, look for it to go north up to here, okay, to that 114.40, 114.50 area. But I don't see it if it can't rally out to do that today. If it can't finish out above, even though that it's tried, if it doesn't finish it out today, look for that pullback for the rest of the week to do that. Okay, that's where I see this thing going. All right, so if it does get to the 130, if it breaches the 130 today, look for it to go north up to here. If it doesn't breach the 113 today, look for the pullback trade for the rest of the week to pull down south. Okay, very, very strong deal. Avoid the Swissy and the CAD today. Avoid them both. We have oil news that's just releasing. Watch this. We'll jump over here. Look at these. Look at this movement in here. Okay, it's going to load up right now. It's been loading up for a little while now. Now we just got a little bit pushed south here. It's going to load up and finish off the day. I don't think it's going to try to rally back up to the 25.20, 25.30 area. I do think it's going to end up coming back down to test this very little stronghold of 24.80, 24.90 area. Once it does that, it may try to push south from that position down to this block, okay, of that 24.50, 24.40 area. If it does, look for a massive retracement back north from that position, because there's that news that's happening today and some pretty good news that's happening tomorrow. All right. I don't want to take too much more of your time today. That's basically some of my suggestions, some of my ideas, some of my concepts. If you have questions about this process, what you're doing, if you haven't bought into our network, if you like the way we do the market reads, we're trying to get them better and better and better. So far, I'm hearing that we have a pretty good success rate with the market reads. So I'm hoping that you enjoy them. Hope not too long-winded. You take care. I'm Max Farrell. This is Simply Forex, Trading Forex Simply, and this is Dex Trader. We'll see you next time. And as always, trade well.